Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. In Aitareya Upanishad, we are at the second chapter. Now, the journey progresses in terms of creation. So, this first, in the second chapter, I think there are no divisions, yes. In second chapter, the three births of Purusha or the cosmic person. अथ ऐतरेयोपनिषदि द्वितीयो अध्यायः. ओम पुरुषे हवा अयमादितो गर्भो भवति यदेतत् प्रेतः तदेतत् सर्वेभ्यो अंगेभ्यस्तेजः सम्भूतमात्मन्येव आत्मानं बिभर्ति तद्यदा स्त्रियां सिञ्चत्यथेन जनयति तदस्य प्रथमं जन्म. First verse, meaning of that is Om. This Purusha is in the beginning just virile fluid inside the core of the first man. It collects vital power from all limbs and holds the Atman or self inside itself. When this virile fluid is poured into a woman, it takes birth. This is its first birth. So, we all know that this is how progeny happens, that man's fluid enters woman's womb, and that's how the Purusha, or not Purusha meaning not just man but includes woman, meaning any progeny, it is born. So, this is considered first birth, meaning at the physical layer or the physical level, the first whatever happens is the first birth of any person. This is again Purush and Prakriti when they are joined or when they are combined or united. That's how everything is born, because this is the first rule. This is how the world is created, and every creation must follow this simple rule. There are some species which do not require Purush and Prakriti Sanyog. Only Prakriti can give birth to progenies. That is also possible in many species, but they are rare, or they are, no, I wouldn't say rare, because all the tiny bacteria, virus, all the fungus, I mean all those types of species, they have just one Prakriti, and that's how the creation happens. But I think the next level we can say, which are animals, birds, or life like humans, they are born which are more conscious than unconscious, which require Sanyoga, Purusha and Prakriti, and that is how the first birth, and that rule is followed by the next generations. Second verse, Tat striya atma bhuyam gacchati yatha swamangam tatha tasmadenam na hinasti sa asyaita matmanamatra gatam bhavayati. Meaning, then it becomes one with the woman as if it were her own limb. It does not hurt her. She gives existence to this Atman or self that has come into her. I mean, all the women present here, they all know the process. They have this experience that when they hold the fetus, it becomes part of them. It's not a different entity or different life. It is a different life, but they consider it part of themselves, like it's one of their limbs, like hands and legs and all other parts. So it becomes part of the woman. And so that new life, which is still in the fetus form and evolving, it doesn't hurt mother. I mean, we all know that, right? It hurts in the sense that, I mean, it's extra limb, so to speak, to carry. So again, that's an experience that woman has to go through. But it doesn't hurt the life itself. Third verse, Sa bhavayetri bhavayetavya bhavati tam stri garbha bibharti so agra eva kumaram janmano agre adhibhavayati sayat kumaram janmano agre adhibhavayatyatma nameva tadbhavayatyesham lokanam santatya evam santata hime lokastadasya dvitiyam janma. Meaning, she who gives existence also comes into existence. The woman holds the garb inside her. Thus does the child who existed since the beginning take birth. And this is when this child who existed since the beginning takes birth, it is Atman, the self, which comes into existence again for the sake of sustaining the worlds, nourishing the child, indeed sustains the worlds. This nourishing is the second birth. So the Param Purush, Virat Purush, or the first Purusha, from there the Srishti is born. And the same Purusha, though we see that Atma, all are individual Atmans, but it's one in the same. It's just the Maya. Maya makes us believe that we are different. But ultimately that Atman is one and the same. And that Atman, when we are men, when the fetus is formed, so that is the first birth. That is the start of the process of the birth. And the same Atman resides there is what Aitareya Upanishad says. Our current belief is that when the heartbeats start in the fetus, then we consider that, okay, now it is alive. But Upanishad says that first birth happens when that fetus is created. So first step, very first instance, that is itself a birth. So we must consider that a beginning of life since then onwards. And second birth is when the fetus is nourished by mother. So that process of nourishment is the second birth, because now it is developed and it is born as a full formed human body, or for that matter any animal or any bird or whatever the type of species it is. And that full form takes place, takes birth, whether that garbha is within the body of the mother or it is in the form of egg outside. It's still the same. It is still same garbha, and which gets nourishment. That Atman gets nourishment and gets the form. So that is second birth. And in us humans, many people still follow. Majority of us don't follow. In old times, everyone used to follow this. That when a child becomes, I think, 12 years of age, then there is Upanayana Sanskar. And as part of Upanayana Sanskar, the Janevu there is a process to wear that, and that process is considered Dvija. After that, the person is considered Dvija, meaning born again. So that is second birth. Before Upanayana Sanskar and after Upanayana Sanskar, these are two different chapters, so to speak, in life. Because in old times, after Upanayana Sanskar, everyone had to go to Kurukulam and study for next 12 years, up to age of 25. So that was Brahmacharya Ashram. So till age 12, they just used to live with parents and learn various things and play and all that. They were not given anything to study at that time. But now, in modern world we start studies at the age of 2 or 3 maybe. And we are, even if we, even some parents, they do not admit the children at age 2 or 3. By age 5 everybody has to be admitted to the school. There is no exception. And so child starts learning at much earlier age than our Vedic system used to be. And though there are some benefits, but overall I think they lose their nature of being child, because they are forced to study many things at that age, and even parents force them to study all these things. It's again society, right? Societal pressure, or even if it is not pressure, the child has to be in par with others. So again, this is societal system that we are in. But we kind of, in this process, the children lose their important 6 years where they could develop other skills. Because in old times they used to play with trees, they used to play with rivers and ponds and all that. They used to be with the nature. If we think about life 200 years back, they used to be in the nature, they used to learn to live with other animals. They used to live with, say, in farms, or whatever process their parents were part of, or whatever villages they were part of, whatever natural bodies they had access to, ocean or river or lake or mountains. So children used to learn all those skills first. They used to be with nature first, and then they were thrown to other studies that are created by humans. So, well, I am not skillful, or I am not expert in that subject, meaning education. But I always believe that all the children, no matter what age they are, they must be exposed to nature, at least mountains and rivers and lakes, or farms, or with cattle or animals like that, because that kind of creates a very foundation for the rest of their life. Various reasons it's not possible for many parents nowadays, but I think whatever opportunity we get, I think we should do that. Fourth verse. So asya yam atma punyebhyah karmabhyah pratidhiyate athasya yamitar atma कृतकृत्यो वयोगतः प्रैति स इतः प्रयन्नेव पुनर्जायते तदस्य तृतीयं जन्म. Meaning of that is, this new Atma is the same, but meaning this new birth inherits the results of the good deeds performed by him. Then the other self, meaning this is the father of the child, having performed his actions in life and having reached old age, departs. Having departed, he takes birth again, and this is the third birth. So our third birth, we say there is birth and death. We are born and we die, right? And Ruchi here says nobody dies, but this is our third birth. We leave this physical body, but we are born somewhere else, in a Sukshma lok, whatever loka it is. But that is our new birth in that realm, in that dimension, or in that loka, which is not Prithvi loka or Martya loka. So that is our third birth. So the first birth, when the fetus is created. Second birth, when it is nourished, Upanayana Sanskar. It is not directly said Upanayana Sanskar here, but some other Upanishads, they talk about Dvija, second birth, Upanayana Sanskar. And third birth is when we pass away from this body to a different world. that's our third birth. And that's why we do Antim Sanskara. So that is Antim Sanskara of this body. And that is to celebrate the birth into next realm. We do not celebrate, we obviously, because we are attached, we have bond with the departing soul. That's why we feel sorrow or pain, because we do not see him or her in our world. But it has to be a celebration that now this Atman is going into taking birth into a different loka. Fifth verse. Taduktam rushina garbhe nu sannan vesham veda maham devanam janimani vishwa shatam ma pura ayasira rakshannadayah shieno javasa niradiya miti garbha evai tachayano vamadeva eva muvacha. Meaning, Rishi narrated, while crouched unknowing inside the womb, I sought knowledge about the origin of devas. Even though 100 iron fortresses confined my body on earth, I broke through them swift as an eagle. Vamadeva, even while sleeping in the womb, said thus. So the Rishi Vamadeva, he knew this rahasya of Srishti, how Srishti is created, how the Param Purush, Vairaj Purush, divided into multiple births, multiple beings, though the same Atman, but now divided into multiple bodies, multiple lives, and how this whole process works. 3 births and what are the different steps. And Vamadeva Rishi knew this while he was in the womb of mother, meaning when he was not born in the world. Even in that state, he knew all this. And it is said that whoever takes birth, our notion of birth in modern world, before that, in the womb, that being recalls all the actions of his or her past lives. He has that knowledge. And many are born with some of that knowledge. So by the age 4 or 5, they still have some memory of past lives. There are many incidents like that. There are many recorded events like that. Many people have done many studies like that. That by the age of 4 or 5, they still remember some of that. So in the womb, they remember a lot. And that's why, again, modern science cannot prove it or hasn't proved anything yet. But mothers, they feel that child now started kicking, it's doing something, some activity is happening in the womb. Only mother can tell, right? They experience that. So all these actions may be natural or maybe because of some memory that they have and they are thinking about, and that create the actions. And we have one more example. Whatever Vamadeva Rishi is saying here, we have a story of Shukdevji. Shukdevji, Vedvyasa's son, when he was in the womb of mother, 9 months passed, a year passed, more than a year passed. So Vedvyasa and mother became worried about that why the child is not born yet. So Vedvyasa sat in dhyana and started communicating with the unborn child, that why you are not taking birth. Then Shukdevji, who was inside the womb, said that as soon as I take birth, Maya will catch me. Right. Maya will take over and I'll be in that clutches. And that's what Vamadeva says, that even though 100 iron fortresses confined my body on earth, I broke through them. Meaning Maya, whatever is happening here is because of Maya. That's what we accept and believe. many people call it simulation. We are part of simulation. It's nothing but Maya. What is simulation? I mean, these are all modern jargons, modern words that they use. But it's ultimately Maya. That's what we believe. So Shukadevji said, as soon as I will be born, Maya will catch me and I'll be in the clutches forever. I don't want that. I want to be free. So Vedvyasa said, don't worry. When you are born, I'll stop time. Because if time flows, Maya will catch you. But if time stops, Maya cannot do anything. Because it's Kala. When Kala stops controlling things, then Maya and Kala both are synonymous. We call Sadashiv or Ardhanarishwar or Purush Prakruti or Shiva Shakti. It's one and the same. If there is Shiva, there is Shakti. If there is Shakti, there is Shiva. So if there is Kala, there is Maya. If there is Maya, there is Kala. In modern terms, if there is 3 dimensions, there is time. And if there is time, there is 3 dimensions. So Vedvyasa said, okay, I'll stop time. I'll stop Kala and take birth. So during that time, when the time was stopped, whoever were born were like Shukadevji. They were not in the clutches of Maya. It was just a split of a second. Shukadevji came out without any clutches of the Maya. And at that time, whatever life was born, they were also freed from Maya because of this action. This is noted in Srimad Bhagavad. And Shukadevji, throughout his life, he was born Mukta because he was not confined by Maya. So again, Vedvyasa grew worried, mother and all, that he is born detached. He is not attached to anything. He doesn't have any Maya. How can we make sure that he still has some bondage in this world? So Vedvyasa, what he did was, he asked his disciples. There is a shloka from Srimad Bhagavad, Barhapida. I don't remember the whole shloka, but it starts with Barhapida, which describes Murti of Sri Krishna, what he wears and how he looks. So Vedvyasa said, keep chanting this shloka near Shukadevji. Wherever he goes, don't stop him, but just keep reciting this. So it took some years. Shukadevji stopped one time and started listening. What are they chanting? Then he realized, oh, they are describing Sri Krishna. And he loved that shloka very much. And that is his connection to this world. So that Maya for him. And then he started doing recitation of Srimad Bhagavad. So wherever he went, he always used to chant Srimad Bhagavad. And so in Janak and Shukadevji, there is a meeting between them and great story around that as well. So all these things.
Namaste. Do you have any infrastructural issues in this room?
Not at all.
Not at all?
Yeah.
All good?
All good, right?
Okay, thank you.
So Shukadevji, again there is a story behind his birth. His name was Shukadeva. Shuka is parrot, because in his past life he was a parrot. When Parampita Shiv and Jagadmata Parvati, they were discussing the Srushti Rahasya. Shukadevji, the parrot, was there and he listened and he became Mukta by listening to that. And that's how he was born. So these are very interesting stories, but the key point is, similarly, Vamadeva. Vamadeva, I'm not sure which Vamadeva it refers to, but Vamadeva is one of the Shiva's incarnation, avatar. So Vamadeva is also born with this information, this knowledge, this rahasya. 6th verse. Sa evam vidvanas macharira bheda durdva उत्क्रम्यामुष्मिन् स्वर्गे लोके सर्वान् कामानाप्त्वा अमृतः samabhavat samabhavat. Meaning, thus the wise one, on being separated from the physical body, ascended up and reached Svarga, attained all desires and became immortal indeed. So whoever knew this rahasya, Srushti rahasya, and birth cycles or 3 birth cycles, importantly, Rishi says, living physical body, they did not attain or they do not attain nirvana right away or mukti right away. There is a stage, they go to Svarga. In Svarga, whatever their desires were, somebody might have, it's not just I want to have a lot of gold or jewelry or clothes or whatnot. Whatever one desires, this is Rajasic Ichha or desire. Somebody might have desire of, the knowledge of Upanishad, knowledge of Bhagavad Gita must reach everyone. Whatever I did, this Sanshodhan, this experiment, this knowledge must reach everyone. So these are all sattvic desires. They can also be fulfilled. So whoever has this desire, even Rishis, they might have some desire also. That this knowledge must reach everyone because I knew this. So these are all desires. So they must be fulfilled first. Even if somebody does not get it fulfilled in the physical world, but if somebody is at the level of being mukta, like Vamadeva or Shukadeva, their second stage is they are born in paradise, Swarg or heaven, because there it is the world of Manomaya Srushti or Sukshma Srushti, which works with thought, the thought process, and there all their desires are fulfilled, and then they go to ultimate destiny. They become immortal, Amruta, meaning now they are not born again. So they become immortal. They are one with Brahma. They became Brahma. So now there is no cycle. They are liberated.
At what point does that happen?
After all the desires are fulfilled.
Okay.
Because any iota of desire will not let us liberate. That is our bondage. Be it physical world, be it Svarga or any other lokas. Even up to Tapa Loka, the last, in the 14th lokas, the highest or topmost is Tapa Loka. All the Rishis reside there, but they are not liberated because they have some sattvic desire. Somebody might desire, I want to see God. I want to see the original form of Ishwar, Paramatma. They followed maybe a path of worshipping, say, Adya Shakti or Shiva. So they want to see Parameshwar or Paramatma in that form. So they will not be liberated until they see that form. They became one with that form. Until they serve that form, until they do sakshatkar of that form, they are not liberated.
Once no limit on the number of cycles, right?
No, it's infinite. It's infinite. But it depends upon which level out of these 14, which level we are. Martyalok, Prithvilok is in the middle. Higher lokas and lower lokas. So depending upon what kind of sadhana we do in this life, we are elevated to a particular level, and that level, after leaving this body, we are born into that level. Somebody like Gautam Buddha, he did not have a single desire, not even I want to be one with God. He negated God, right? He was Nirishwarvadi. So for him there was no desire at all, so he must be right away in the last stage. So he might be directly liberated into it. So any single desire will keep us in the next stage, whatever that stage may be. And then we get our immortality, meaning being one with Paramatma or Parabrahma, or being united with Parabrahma. And many great Sant or Rishi like Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Swami Vivekananda desired for mukti, but Ramakrishna Paramahansa said, no, you must not get mukti. You must not thrive for mukti. Because you are a learned person, because you are Jivan Mukt person, you must be here and teach others. Does it really matter for you to be mukt? For you, it shouldn't matter. Even by living in this world, you can still live happily like a mukt purush. And you can teach others. You can be like a banyan tree who could give shade to many different animals, can nourish many different animals. So don't desire to be mukt, because then you are gone. Then what is the use of your life? What is the use of whatever you are?
And the mukti doesn't have to come when you're in human form, right?
It can come.
No, but that's not like a condition, right? You can be like a microorganism.
Yes, it could be anything, any animal, any animal.
living
Yes.
creature.
So I am forgetting. I think his name is Gokarna, but he was in human form. He is. I am forgetting one story. In that person had to be born as a cow, and he got liberated in the form of a cow. So there is a
As
story.
a human, it's really hard to not have desires.
And that's Maya, right?
That's Maya. That's
Yes.
the thing.
So animals, you are right that animals don't have much Maya.
Much mind,
We created different Mayas.
right?
Even phones, they become our Maya.
Oh,
Many different things. Facebook, Instagram, right? Insta Reel.
Finish something else.
Yes.
We desire more Maya, I guess.
Yes. We desire more Maya. So yeah, and that's why, I prefer or I wish, again, this is my Maya, that Gurukulam system must come back very fast. Then we, at least all the children are exposed to nature more.
Isha has that.
Isha has that, yes.
Isha
Isha
has
has
that.
very good program, yes.
they have a
It's very good program.
Samskriti.
Yes. But only condition is a mother be ready to to lead your child, yes.
I've been there and I've seen those.
Oh, you
children.
are there?
God, yes, those
Okay.
children are just so like very different from
Maybe
our kids.
maybe you can,
Just so happy
Yes.
and just so full of life, and
Mm.
they're very simple, very
right,
simply dressed, but you can just see the joy in their
Right.
faces. I think that's how
Right.
you see the difference between your regular children.
Right.
I think those nature camps that they have here, we should.
They live
have
with
more.
nature there.
right.
Yeah.
They live with nature,
They live with
Yeah.
nature.
right.
Yeah, they do. They have some like they do camping in there and stuff like for summer programs.
But it's like saying,
But yeah, it's limited. Like you go for
Limited.
certain.
once you come back to your Maya, you forget about it.
But here also, like whatever chance we get,
Whatever.
like even
Sca-
smaller kids, they have
Boy
some-
Scout, right? Boy Scout or Girl Scout, they have
Yeah,
camps,
nature
right?
camps and
Nature
all those
camps.
things. You can
But I think
always-
Isha, if you share more experience, whatever.
I have like I only visit.
Right.
So when I visit, I only see the children there.
Right.
I don't exactly
Yeah,
know what
once
their
you-
curriculum is,
Right,
but from what we hear, it's a very a very holistic program. They're
Right.
taught like Kalaripattu.
color. Yes, yes,
Kalaripattu, they are taught dance. They are taught.
Right.
So it's not a very where you're just sitting with your books and you're studying all
okay.
it. That's
Right,
not the focus
right.
the first 12 years.
That's very
The
important.
whole
That's very important.
holistic
Yes,
Development of the child
Right.
is what they
that's very
focus on.
important. Yes.
Yeah. And they are allowed to play. They're allowed to be in the mud and run around and
Right.
it's not very structured.
Right.
Where you're not trying to contain them all the time.
Okay,
Right? Let
okay.
them be. Let them
Right.
be like how children should
And I think that's why children feel more
be.
joyful,
More joyful there.
and that is
Less
not a good side for
stressfulness.
mothers.
Yes, and no devices, right? That's the important thing.
Yes,
Where they don't have all these devices
Right.
and they're made to write.
yes.
Right?
And mothers will be jealous.
Kids
Why
have
kid is happy without her?
kids have company with other kids, they probably don't need phone.
That's true.
Friend-
That-
That's the
Even our kids, right?
Yeah.
When they are in company with others, they don't need
They're on the
phones.
streets
Yes.
and playing. They're so
Yes.
happy.
See, at home
Yes.
they're alone,
Yes.
so what else they gonna do?
Correct, correct. Especially with parents around.
Yeah. They need kids.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, definitely look it up online. You know, it's just good
Right.
to know the kind of program they
Sure,
have.
sure, definitely, definitely. I had been to Isha, but I haven't visited their school.
School, right?
But I know it's a foothill of a mountain, right? That
That's right. Yes.
yes, very, very, very natural place to be.
I think once a week they go up the mountains. The
Oh,
kids are
they
all taken- yeah.
hike and all
Hike,
that.
That's how they build their bodies.
Yes, yes. What a beautiful
What a
life. Yes,
beautiful way to
yes,
live.
yes. If possible,
But they're taught farming,
right,
right? So they grow their own crops and
right.
Several schools starting now that program in here also now. They start
Farming?
like a small
Oh, plant, right, right. Gardening,
small
gardening.
vegetable gardens,
Right.
like in Dallas.
Right.
I have seen this.
It's like
I wish they
micro
do more and
nature.
more program like that. So
Right.
at least, I mean, we can send them there, but
True.
some experience.
Even their 6-month program for grown-ups,
grown-ups, yes.
right? So you leave everything, go there and do all the ashram work, you know.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it is called, no, not Bhahuspandana.
Bhavaspandana I have done. I don't know.
Oh, you have done
Yeah,
Bhavaspandana?
I did PSP here with Sadhguru like almost 20 years back.
Ah, nice.
That time there wasn't, Triple I was not there. Now they have a whole facility, right?
Okay.
That time it was not there.
Right.
It's almost 25 years back. Yeah.
Ah, nice, nice. So you know Sadhguru from early days of his, yes. Okay, very good, very good. There are many Gurukulams they have started in Gujarat that I know. One in Ahmedabad, they have actually they started with 500 plus Gir cows, and then they started this Gurukulam. So that person who started this, he was a diamond merchant in Mumbai. He left everything and then started this. So many people are doing that. So it is important for our kids to go back to that, from the formal British system to back to what we had. Because I grew up in a place for up to 10th grade. I used to live in that place. It was part of South Gujarat, near the Dang district, which is all mountains. So in that town, wherever we go, there is a hill. So every Sunday our program was to take one direction and just climb up.
That's how you spent your time.
Yes, exactly,
Right? And now
exactly.
they're bored.
Yes, they are bored, yes. And there was a river surrounding the village, half of the village. So it was a beautiful place. Parul has seen that. Even we took our kids. They said, when you were young, were you living in huts? They couldn't grasp that.
Right.
But that was the best time of my life, I would say.
See, I'm sure.
Well, before meeting Parul, that's what I should say. But yeah, Isha, I've heard a lot of things about it, and well, whatever parents can do best for their children, this is foundation for their life, right? Yes. Even one of our Sahiyatri for this Upanishad class, Rushi, he went to Rushikesh. This is his second month there, so he shared some of his pictures, and I think he is having best time of his life there.
He's living there?
Yes, he is living in ashram.
Oh, that's
He is learning all the yoga, pranayama, all the shastras, and every Sunday they go out near Gangama and mountains and all this. They are just with the nature.
wow.
So he is exposed to that type of life. Maybe when he comes back, we'll hear more from his.
Share
Yes,
his
yes, yes.
We're gonna visit there and we're gonna.
Yeah, we'll listen. We'll listen. Definitely,
One
definitely,
episode like that.
definitely. Yes, yes. I
I'd
think
like for
it's-
my son to go do something like that. Like he's 19,
Mhm.
Right.
but I want him to like experience.
Yes,
something,
yes, yes.
At
True.
least, this is
Correct.
get that exposure.
Definitely. Very true. And we all grew up with nature. more or less, right? If not mountains, at least river or farms. We all grew up like that. So now chapter 3, contemplation on Atman, the self. अथ ऐतरोपनिषदि तृतीयोऽध्यायः। ओम को अयम आत्मेति वयमुपास्महे कतरः स आत्मा येन वा पश्यति येन वा शृणोति येन वा गन्धा न जिघ्रति येन वा वाचं व्याकरोति येन वा स्वादु चास्वादु च विजानाति। मीनिंग, ओम, who is this whom we worship as Atman? Which one is Atman? Is it the one who sees? Is it the one who hears? The one who smells or tastes? The one who expresses speech? Or the one who tastes what is pleasant or unpleasant? So now the question, the very basic question, who is Atma? What we see, whoever is seeing, is that Atma? Whoever smells, whoever touches, whoever thinks, who is Atma? That is the fundamental question. We all talked about all the Srushti creation and three births and all that, that Atma goes through all that. But fundamentally, what is Atma or who is Atma? Second verse, यदेतद् हृदयं मनश्चैतत् संज्ञान माज्ञानं विज्ञानं प्रज्ञानं मेधा दृष्टि धृति मतिर् मनीषा ज्योतिः स्मृतिः संकल्पः क्रतुरसुः कामो वश इति सर्वाण्ये वैतानि प्रज्ञानस्य नामधेयानि भवन्ति। Meaning, is it the heart or is it the mind? It is. Now the answer. So we always say that Atma resides in heart, Hriday, or Atma resides in mind, Kutastha. So which one is right? So the answer is, it is perception, mastery, wisdom, consciousness, prudence, insight, steadfastness, intelligence, contemplation, drive, remembrance, determination, purpose, spirit, the defeating of desires. All these are but various names of prajna, which is universal consciousness or wisdom. Now each and every word is very important. First is, all these are attributes of prajna, ultimately of Atma. It's not Atma, but Atma has all these attributes. Not Atma because Atma is free from any gunas, but once it becomes Jiva, when it has a sheath or layer of Maya, these all actions or attributes are part of that Atma. So indirectly we can say that Sanjnana. Sanjnana meaning perception. Samyak Jnan meaning what this is. When we look at some object, whatever that impression is created, and that impression gives us a name, that is Sanjnana or Samyak Jnan. Now it's very basic level, it is like that, but ultimately if we keep following, I see a phone. What is phone made up of? It has outer layer. Inside there are integrated circuits, many tracks. What are they made up of? Silicon, gold. What are they made up of? Electron, proton, neutron. What are they made up of? So if keep going deeper and deeper, that is Samyak Jnan. So once we have that type of Jnan for any object in this world, that is Sanjnana. And this is one of the attributes of Atma. And again depends upon what level of sadhana that Atma has, what type of desires or what type of degree of that Atma free from Maya. Depending upon that, the Sanjnana could be different. Then Ajnana meaning Adesh, order. So it's not like ordering somebody else, but ordering itself within. When we look at something, we want to talk to it, we want to touch it, we want to look at it, we want to smell it. So all these are orders, ajna. That ajna comes from Atma, meaning Atma gives this order to mind, the thought process, and that thought process makes us do certain things. So that is ajna, order. Vijnana. Now Vijnana meaning it's not science, so to speak, but here the Vijnana is knowing various forms. So these all forms, different forms of the same Atma. Once we know that, once that notion becomes experiential, that is Vijnana. Prajnana, which is again consciousness as well as knowing something right away, instantaneously. If I look at fan, I know everything about fan, how it functions, what type of power it takes, what it does, how to control it. Meaning if instantaneously I know this. If we are experienced with physical objects, then all these thoughts come into us right away in the same instance. So that is prajnana. Medha. Medha meaning to hold something. So let's say we take this desire or take this goal of life that I want to be mukta, and that notion, that thought, if we keep holding, that becomes dharana, and that is medha. Kraturasu. Kraturasu is sankalpa shakti. You desire for something and act on it. I want to learn Upanishad. That is desire. But then we start learning. So that becomes Kraturasu, Sankalpa Shakti. Because now we are putting that thought process into action. Dhruti.
Are good desires bad?
No, desires, see,
I
every,
won't say bad, but is that also Maya?
it is Maya.
It is Maya.
Definitely Maya.
Desires.
But it has three gunas, right? As Sri Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. There is tamasic desire, there is rajasic desire, there is sattvic desire. We must try to minimize tamasic desire, control rajasic desires, and nurture sattvic desire. So slowly we move towards more and more sattvic desires, but ultimately even sattvic desire is a desire. So it will not let us liberate or mukti. And that's why become like a Jad Bharat or Gautam Buddha, then instant nirvana or mukti, because they did not have any desire. People just followed them. Gautam Buddha, he did not preach anybody. He just said something and people started listening. He did not care whether somebody listened or not. He did not want to make anybody on that path, but just people followed. He just stayed somewhere. He just did his act without any attachment. So that is being free from any type of desire. So it's a great example, but it's hard to follow for us. We can have sattvic desire, limit rajasic desire, and minimize tamasic desire. See, no desire is bad or good. Desire is a desire. But there are some restriction, like social restrictions, religious restrictions, some government control laws. So all these stop us in doing certain things, right? We just cannot go and stab anybody, even if that is a desire. Even though the desire is tamasic, we cannot do that. So we are controlled via many different things. But that desire, so there are two ways to fulfill a desire. Act on that desire to fulfill it, or do something to remove that root or cause of that desire. Say I want to stab someone, then why I want to stab that person? did he or she did something wrong to me? Can I forgive? If I grow my mind, if I become little open-minded, can I forgive that person? If so, then that desire will be gone. It will be fulfilled. So there are different ways to overcome that. And that's why it is said that always follow Ashtanga Yoga. That will help you fulfill your desires. If they are good, they are achievable, do it. If not, then remove the root cause of it so that you can be free from bondage. Once you are free from bondage, the desire dies down. So there are multiple methods. But these are all attributes of prajna. I think we can stop here. Three more words, I think. Dhruti is dhairya, patience. If not this life, maybe million lives, but will be liberated. Do we have patience? We have to have patience. Why? Because we have desires, and those desires must be fulfilled or removed, or those bondages or those actions, karma, they need to be fulfilled. So work through that, have patience. Everybody will ultimately get that stage. Manisha, meaning thought process. It's not like vichar vayu, meaning just uncontrolled thoughts, but thoughtfulness every second about our goal in life, what is Atma, whether we are doing something right, whether the desire is right, how can I eradicate that desire, what is the stage or step to work on that particular karma. So all these are thoughts, or desired thoughts or sattvic thoughts, and they are manisha. And jutihi meaning vague. Vague meaning some kind of speed or process of going from one place to the other. Atma doesn't go anywhere, but it feels that it goes from one place to the other, or one body to the other. So that is jutihi. Then smruti, which is memory. Memory is carried forward across multiple births. So that is smrutihi. Sankalpaha. Sankalpa meaning what one desires, act on it. So these are all attributes one needs to know about Atma. And we can stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.